So today I'm going to show you how to use impressive putty, reusable mold making material, to make a duplicate of a simple stamp using epoxy resin, and that'll be used as a tile or another stamp for itself. The process is super simple, so it's actually a challenge to show this video because the process is simply taking this, heating in the microwave for about 10 seconds, pressing on your object, letting it cool, and pouring in the resin. And that's the whole process. It's super easy. So here we go. Let's show you. Here's my microwave, and here's my impressive putty. I'm going to, this is the 1.5 ounce size, this is the trial size. We also have a 3 ounce and a 6 ounce and a 16 ounce, 1 pound version of it. This is just enough so you can try it, see if you like it. The hardest part's getting to the bag. Put it on a plate. For 9 seconds. Microwave time will vary slightly. Soft, but in the middle it's slightly hard, so I'm going to let that set for a few moments, let it equilibrate in terms of temperature, and I'll be right back. I put it back in there for about 6 more seconds.
The impressive putty can handle temperatures up to about 200 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want to overheat the impressive putty because you will burn it, and then it will have a harder time to be remelted and reused. I roll the impressive putty in my hands to smooth out any lines that are in the impressive putty and to equilibrate the temperature so everything is smooth and ready to go.
Smoothing out any lines that are there. Now good.
I could have pressed the impressive putty over the object, or I could press the object into the putty. It doesn't particularly matter, you can do it either way. If I was going to do something that was on a wall or say a frame, it would obviously make sense to press the putty over the object. It doesn't particularly matter which way you do it. And the nice part about the impressive putty is you don't need a mold box. I'm just going to like little surfaces around the parts so that the resin will stay in the mold, as you can see on the edge there.
Let me let that cool. To make it cool fast track and put this in the refrigerator or freezer, and it'll be done in about 10-15 minutes. While we're letting this mold chill and solidify, let me tell you a little bit about the impressive putty. Impressive putty is a reusable mold making material that can be used to make lots and lots of molds. You can reuse it as many times as you want. It comes as a solid putty that you heat in the microwave, as we just showed. It works with lots of different casting materials such as epoxies, soaps, resins, silicones, and lots of others. Here's the shape, and we're ready to put in the resin that we're going to use. I'm going to move into the garage and start pouring the epoxy resin. That's part A, and here's part B, or part 2, however you want to say it. And we will use a black epoxy colorant to add into the epoxy. This epoxy colorant is from epoxycolors.com, which is a version that we produce. This is our brand. It works great with epoxies, resins, silicones, urethanes, anything but water-based materials. And the advantage of this epoxy colorant is it only takes a little bit to make a very nice opaque color. After this has been mixed, we pour it into our mold in the impressive putty, and we let this cure to create a resin. Now I'm taking a part out of the mold. I'm using one hand, so that's going to be a lot of fun here. So after this casting is done with this epoxy resin, we can reuse this mold just the way it is to make lots of these different shapes, or we can remelt the mold just by putting it back in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds and make another shape any time we want. Here's a quick tip for impressive putty. Impressive Putty comes with an activator that's part of the material. You can wash this off with cold water and dry it with a paper towel or anything else, and your mold will stay dry for long periods of time. When you want to remelt it, add a drop or two of vegetable oil onto the Impressive Putty and then melt it again in the microwave or on a heat source, and you can reuse your mold anytime you like. Thanks for watching and have a great day.